How's it going today, guys? It's a Sunday morning today, working on the field across the road from the farm here. I actually had Jason bring his other machine over here to help out. They were having some def issues with this chopper yesterday. Something about a nozzle being plugged, and then it needed to do a regen or something, and it wasn't able to do it, and the machine was running hot because it was trying to do a regen. So they had to shut down a few times just to try to keep the machine going. So I asked them if it'd be possible to bring a second machine over, and they just finished a job they were working on last night with that machine, so brought that machine over. So they're running with two here this morning, or 1.5, however you want to look at it. The other chopper, I think, I don't see him now. He's I don't know if you guys can see him back down there, but he's at the end of this cut they have opened up here now. So they essentially just follow each other around in circles around a cut that they have opened up to make it easy for the drivers of the trucks and the tractors to find them, so they can see where, which chopper needs a truck, and they just go to the one that needs one the soonest, essentially. So it's I'm not sure how many they're using here. I think 3 tractors maybe and 3 trucks, but they've been keeping up here since I've been sitting here watching them going around. It's nice because this field is it's right across the road from the driveway to the farm, so they're extremely close here. Short trips back and forth for the trucks and tractors, so it makes it go pretty smooth. And these are just about mile rounds here, so the length of the field is just under a mile long, so it doesn't take long to fill a truck, so they need them coming pretty steady here. Main reason I came out here is I want to follow a truck from each chopper back to the farm and just look at the size or the length of cut that they're doing and the kernel processing, just to make sure that his other machine is doing just as good of a job as the machine he was running yesterday, and just to double check that machine as well. But that's what I'm going to do here in about 5 minutes. I'm going to watch him fill this semi, and then also wait for this other chopper to come by. I'll just follow both of them back to the yard, and I know the one up there Jason is running himself, so that if I need to make an adjustment, I know which truck is from which machine. I did put my drone up in the air yesterday when I was in the scale for an hour or so, and I filmed Jason filling loads here yesterday. I'd like to do it again today, but it's extremely windy today. I don't know if you guys can tell by the corn it's kind of waving in the wind. 30-mile-an-hour winds from the south today, 30-mile-an-hour winds from the northwest tomorrow, which is kind of strange. So I might put the drone in the air, but we'll see, because that is kind of pushing it for my drone. Thought I'd go in the barn so it's not so windy. So I've got a sample from each chopper. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. Find a couple of nicely cut pieces. We'll just compare them here. I mean, we're really close to the same here. Just making sure that the length of cut is the same. So I've had Jason set it at 20 millimeters on his chopper yesterday, and he must have had this morning. Cole got started a little bit earlier, and I thought his cut was just a touch longer. So I'd mentioned that to Jason, but I'm not sure if he had reminded him to set it to 20. But either way, we're pretty similar here now. And then we always want to look at the kernel processing. So in theory, in this cup there should be no whole kernels. So just I'll sort through them here, make sure that I don't find any. I mean, I've looked several times in the pile already and I didn't see any whole kernels, which is what we want. We want those kernels to be as destroyed as possible. Makes it easier for the cow to digest the starch. So I'll just look through them here once. Don't see any in that one there. Let's maybe we'll save that one. Sometimes it kind of looks like one, but then they're split in half the other way. All I could find was this one here. I mean, that's the closest to a whole one, but it is cracked open. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. I think that'll be good if they can keep them running like that. I just like to check them periodically, because sometimes those kernel processors, I don't know if they should in theory stay tight, but just want to make sure that we are doing a good job all the way through chopping. Because if there's whole kernels in there, the cows are not going to use those. They'll just go right through the cow and she'll poop them out, and then it's spread back onto the field as fertilizer, and that's not what we're trying to do here. I just thought of it as I was sitting here. Got some silage in the ration here for these calves, and this is actually 2022 silage in here, and this is cut a little longer, so I thought we could maybe look at that and see what the difference is. So this is pretty much max cut length on Jason's chopper. I think it's 25 millimeters if I remember right. So if we put those next to each other, then that's probably not quite 5 millimeters, but you can see there's a difference in length there. It's not a lot, but there is a little bit of a difference there. So I wanted to try a shorter cut. We actually cut shorter last year too, and we're just starting to feed that. So once we get into that for a few weeks, I might comment on that to tell you guys what I think, if we're seeing a big difference in the cow or not. In theory, studies suggest that 20 millimeters, that's about the max length that you should cut corn silage. We've always cut really long, or as long as possible, on the chopper, because we feel it helps with the cow's rumination, keeping the cow's rumen healthy. But there's some studies that suggest if it's that long, it takes the cow longer to chew the silage to get it to the right size. So we'll see if we notice a difference or not. We are having to make some small adjustments here as we're changing into this silage, because the cows are having to adjust, and I don't know if part of that is just with it being new silage, or if this length of cut has something to do with it. I did notice that last year's silage was processed better. The kernels were processed better than our 2022 silage, so I think that could also be part of the reason that starch is a little more available. But I want to give it a couple weeks before really commenting on that, just to see exactly what I think about it. But 20 millimeters is still plenty long. A lot of people cut shorter than that. I think it's pretty common actually for farms to cut shorter than that, but the long cut has always worked good for us, so I didn't want to go too far, so we tried 20 millimeters, and then we'll see how the cows react here over the next couple weeks to see if there's even a noticeable difference in the cows. I think we'll end the video here with some drone footage of the chopping. I am going to try to film today in the field there with the two choppers. We'll see how it goes, but it is pretty windy. But before I end the video, I want to remind everyone, if you're interested in buying Gouda cheese and Gelato, ship both those products nationwide, anywhere in the lower 48 states in the United States. So if If you're interested in those products made directly from milk from our farm by my sister and brother-in-law, then go to CREAMERY.com. And if you are in North Dakota, they do deliver whole milk, drinkable yogurts, cheddar cheese curds, and also ground beef from steers and heifers that we raise for meat on our farm. So if you're interested in any of those products, CREAMERY.com, and you can see where they have delivery. You can see where they have deliveries, and typically once a month they deliver to several cities throughout the state of North Dakota. So if you're looking for any of those products, check that out. I think we'll end the video here. We'll end it with the drone footage here after I wrap up here, and appreciate you guys watching. Questions and comments, post them down below, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.